Welcome to the channel, fellow XRP holder. How are you doing? If you're new to me, my name's Austin. I cover XRP every single day. Please consider me a like and a follow. I would greatly appreciate it, and it will help spread the word. And let's talk about really the only way that XRP is going to start going up and start skyrocketing, and why I'm holding XRP, why I'm not selling, and why I'm looking at continuously adding a little bit to my XRP every single week or so. Look, we all know that we're in a fairly tumultuous, volatile time right now with our XRP investments, as well as in general with crypto. And so, what I want to talk to you about are a couple of key factors and key things that are holding XRP back and holding crypto back right now from rising. Okay, so that's what we're going to discover and talk about in this video. Again, appreciate you giving me a few minutes. Let's jump into this. Here we go. Okay, so right now XRP is trading down 3%. The overall market is, wait for this to load right here, down 0.77. But we're in this overall sense and place of fear. And you can see right there, the extreme fear is running at a 16. We've been here for a while now, and that is pervasive. It is fear. It is how people feel about crypto right now. That is one of the main things holding it back. But let's, again, take a look here and kind of jump into this. And I actually went to Google's AI engine and literally just typed in, what are the factors, issues standing in the way of crypto market moving up right now? And again, if you kind of know how the Google's AI engine work, it actually goes out and queries a bunch of specific different news articles, but then consolidates and coordinates and brings that information back and to specifically answer my question. That's one of the cool things about AI. Okay, so it says like right here, multiple factors are hindering a crypto market rally right now, including macro conditions, low liquidity, negative, etc. Okay, but it really does give us some good talking points. And I'm going to hit on a couple of these major things. But ultimately, for me, it really is this one that it comes back to. It is market sentiment, because market sentiment, how people feel about the crypto market right now, is truly what is holding it down and holding it back. It's why the bears are able to be in control, because market sentiment is hitting institutional investors and it's hitting retail investors just like you and I. Okay. And so that really is what it's coming down to. And that to me is the prevailing reason that your XRP investment is lagging right now. And while our entire crypto portfolios are down. Okay. And ultimately, it is about liquidity too, because liquidity, a lack of a lot of liquidity in the market, means that the people that are manipulating, it's easier for them to manipulate if there's a lack of liquidity. It's easier for them to move the needle, push the needle, and manipulate XRP or Bitcoin or insert any crypto name here. Okay. So that is the main reason, but there are other things around it. And that's what I wanted to give you a really good kind of overall. Okay, now I understand, some of the factors. Now, this is not, the end all be all list of everything that's impacting, but these are the major things. And more importantly, if we can get a shift in these, boom, we're taking off and we're moving up. And which ultimately is why I'm not selling my XRP, because I know what's going on. And I know that this is a short-term issue, what we're talking about. So rising interest rates, what we're talking about here is the risk associated with the Federal Reserve. What are they going to do or not going to do about cutting the interest rate, the base interest rate? We got a meeting coming up in December. By the way, this 50% is now, we're at a 50% chance that the Federal Reserve is going to give us an interest rate cut in December. By the way, yesterday, this was at 42%, this number right here. So it is going up that we could get that interest rate hike. The problem was the government shutdown is delaying all the key reports, or has been delaying the key reports to give the Federal Reserve, to give the Fed insight into cutting that, cutting that interest rate. So that's something that's there. But again, that's going back to sentiment, how people feel about what is hitting or not going to hit as it relates to the interest rate. Okay. Inflation is something that is here. Look, we are all still dealing with inflation. It still costs more to live on a daily basis. And when you have persistent inflation in place, what is it? What happens? It impacts sentiment, right? You can see you can see kind of all roads lead back to how people feel about the crypto market, right? And we've got to have that a change in that, a change in how people feel. And I think if we alleviate some of these uncertain issues, inflation, if that continues to go down, right? Things of that nature. Okay. So yeah, inflation's a thing. This is a real deal. Shift in investor risk appetite. So we are now in a risk off mood. And what that means is investors are moving away from high volatility assets. Well, yes, crypto is a high volatility asset. What does that mean? Simply that. It means that crypto is very volatile. It moves up very quick. It moves down very quick. And when you're in a persistent kind of scenario that we're living in now, people, if they are going to invest, they want to invest in something that doesn't move as much. Gold, silver, mutual funds, bonds, things of that nature, more risk on, where there's not a lot of risk in that scenario. Okay. So people are now moving more into a risk off mood. They don't want a lot of risk. They don't want a lot of volatility if they are inclined to invest, right? So that shift in investor risk asset. So this is it. This also this risk off mood is amplified by the recent tech sell off. There's this now persistent scenario playing out in the stock market that I think's bled over and impacted crypto. People are asking, is the AI bubble about to burst? And all that kind of thing, right? Okay. So, because again, people do correlate crypto with high growth stocks. So if people have a feeling of, I don't want to be in a really high growth stock sector, like AI stocks as an example, there almost is this marriage between high growth stocks and crypto in people's minds, where they're like, okay, then I really probably don't want to be in crypto either, right? Again, comes back to sentiment, how people feel. Then there's the negative market sentiment. Okay, so we've been talking about how people personally feel about it, but the market overall, crypto market sentiment is currently in a state of extreme fear. We talked about that at the top of the video. Okay, a reversal from the more optimistic outlook earlier this year. This is what's driving it, right? And we've also had institutional sell-off. Again, these are things that have been in the market. Every day we're getting market news like, the inflows and outflows, and really outflows right now going into the Bitcoin ETFs, okay, as an example. And then there's regulatory uncertainty. Yes, I think that's a thing. We still don't have the new legislation passed from the government, the Clarity Act, things of this nature. We don't have that yet. It's just this overall linger effect. Okay. So where does that leave us? Okay, look, for me, my personal opinion, it leaves us in a place where if you understand that these are the factors that are impacting your crypto, impacting your XRP, and you're okay with that, meaning like, okay, I get it. And oh, by the way, I want to state this up front. There's nothing fundamentally that's changed in crypto. The fundamentals are still there. Crypto is still moving forward. I mean, we still have the adoption of blockchain technology on its way. We still have all of those positive things. We still have the legislation coming. All of those nothing fundamentally has changed in the crypto ecosystem is what I'm talking about. Nothing fundamentally is changing in a bad way in the XRP/Ripple ecosystem. Okay. So with that, right, where does that leave us? For me, it leaves me in a place I'm not selling. No way in hell I'm selling. And I'm looking for opportunities to buy. I'm looking for opportunities to continue to add to my bag. But I really, again, want to stress that this to me is a short-term issue. And I have a long-term bull mentality towards my XRP, towards my Bitcoin, towards all my crypto. So I'm okay. That's literally how I get to that kind of lineage of, okay, I'm okay with this, right? And so with that, that's it. So what do you think? Drop in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. Definitely would love to hear your thoughts. Okay. So before I let you go, if you're interested, links in the description below to my Inner Circle membership group. It's about 90 cents a day is what it costs. Here's what you get. You get access to my portfolio. When I'm buying, when I'm selling, you get buy alerts associated with that. We're building $100 a week portfolio with my members, things of some cool stuff going on there. You can access and ask me questions if you are so inclined. You become part of an investing group. There's a private members group behind this, like a Discord where you can chat and be part of it. If you're tired of being alone by yourself, if this is something that you're interested in, you can try it. By the way, you can join and then cancel and refund if you don't like what you see, for whatever reason, it's not for you, but it's really a great little group. And my Inner Circle members are the first to know a lot of my moves that I don't talk about publicly on my channel and things of this nature. So if that's interesting to you, it's right down there, links in the description below. Go check her out. And if you're watching this on X, links below this video. Later. Thanks for watching. See you.